Okay. Hello, my name is Okoli Chidiebere with the student ID 230-84-111, and we'll be talking about, as a group 125, we'll be talking about growing GDP in Nigeria to elevate poverty, and also we'll be addressing on strategic investments and SME infrastructure challenges. And I'll be mentioning 4 key points in this, which are introduction, core problem statements, research significancy, and also the last one, research focus. On introduction, Nigeria presents Africa's greatest economy paradox, the continent's largest economy in 87 million people trapped in poverty. Despite abundant natural resources, 46% of the population lives in poverty. This condition draws our research focus, the cure problem statements. And I'll be mentioning three cure problem statements. One, the statement represents one of the 21st century most complex development challenges. Two, the implication extend far beyond Nigerian borders, affecting global development goals and regional security. The last one, with Nigerian population projected to reach 400 million by 2050. Solving this challenge is urgently critical. And I'll be moving on to the research significancy, and which I'll be mentioning three keys as well. One, our analysis targets three keys audience: Nigerian policymakers, global development agency, and private sector investors. Two, Nigerian service as a crucial case study for resources endowed developing countries worldwide. Three, the lesson learned here have global implications for similar economy facing the resource cruise. The last one, research focus. We specifically identified strategic investment failure and poor SME infrastructure as a root causes of Nigerian growth limitations. Two, sustainable poverty reduction requires inclusive growth, not just any growth, but growth that creates opportunities for the largest population segments. The last one, our study extracts transferable. Lessons from successful SME ecosystems in South Korea, Taiwan, Rwanda, and Ethiopia, while recognizing Nigerian unique context. And I'll be moving on to Kenneth to talk on the context and other things. Thank you.
Okay, thanks Jude for passing the mic to me. So in this one, I'm Kenneth Chiriol Langat, a student ID of 230-754-61. And I'll be talking about the context, economic crisis intensification 2022 to 2024. And here I'm going to take you through the first one, the crisis amplification. Here we have the COVID-19 pandemic exposed Nigeria's fundamental vulnerability and oil-dependent economy without diversified productive capacities. And number two, the Russia-Ukraine conflict created a temporary revenue boost but reinforced the urgent need for structural reform. Okay, here we go on the alarming economic trends. Here we talked about the GDP growth has decelerated from 3.3% in 2022 to just 2.9% in 2023. The second one, inflation surged from 18.8% to 24.5% in the same period, creating a devastating stagflationary environment. This is low-income earners hardest, who spend disproportionately disproportionate to disproportionate shares on basic necessities. Multidimensional poverty affects 63% of the population, meaning Nigerians face not just income poverty but limited education, health, and infrastructure access. Here we go to the youth crisis and security concerns. Here again, we talk of four things here. Nigeria's demographic structure presents both opportunity and risk. 60% of the population is under age of 25. Youth unemployment stands at 53.4%, directly linked to increased crime, participation, and regional upheaval. Security challenges span the country northeastern insurgency, northwestern banditry, and widespread kidnapping. These factors create an environment hostile to productive investment. Here we talk about international business environment. Nigeria ranks 131 out of 190 economies in the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business Index. SMEs face a triple constraint. SMEs face a triple constraint: limited finance access, inadequate infrastructure, and complex regulatory environments. The last one we say international stakeholders increasingly recognize that traditional aid strategies have failed. Comprehensive response addressing both stabilization and transformation are needed. Thanks so much for the. Let me give the mic to Mohammed to continue with the theoretical framework and data explanation. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Kenneth. My name is Mohammed Tahir Javed, and my student ID is 23 Tetra 131. And I'm going to explain you theoretical framework and data. I'll divide my work in 4 points, which are theoretical foundation, factor conditions analysis, and critical SME evidence, and spotting evidence to all of case. I start from the theoretical foundation. Basically, our analysis centers on Mitchell's Porter's diamond model of national competitive advantage, supported by institutional economics theory. Porter's four determinants factors conditions, demand conditions, sporting industry, and firm strategy provide a systematic framework for understanding Nigeria competitive disadvantages. The next point is factor condition analysis. Despite natural resources abundance, that you know that Nigeria has a lot of natural resources abundance. Nigeria lacks the advanced factors critical for sustained development. Despite natural resources abundance, only 51% of children complete their primary education with significant gaps in technical and vocational skills, and infrastructure deficiencies are stark. Like Nigeria generates, in every development, in infrastructure has a key role. And infrastructure deficiencies are stark like that. Nigeria generates just 4,000 megawatts for over 200 million people compared to South Africa, which produced like 52,000 megawatts for 60 million people. And you can see that a huge gap in between them in productivity. The electricity is the main hub. Electricity is the main thing that plays an important role in every development. And critical SME evidence. SME are Nigeria economic backbone, contributing like 48% to GDP, representing 96% of businesses and providing like 84% of employment. The Development Bank of Nigeria has achieved a remarkable success, disbursing over N1 trillion to 70 7 lakh plus businesses. N1 trillion disturbing over N1 trillion to 7 lakhs plus businesses with a 100% loan repayment ratio, which is a good ratio and for developing country. However, troubling contradiction emerged while DBN achieved zero non-performing loans. Overall, MSME numbers declined from like 41.5 million to 39.7 million between 2017 to 2021. And the supporting evidence to our to our presentation, to all this case, the supporting evidence are 95% of Nigerian SMEs fail within 5 years, with 40% failing due to lack of market demand, and the global SME financing gap reached like 5.2 trillion annually for developing countries. And comparative data shows successful model up to 90% of employment occurs in SME across Uganda, Ethiopia, and Kenya, highlighting their transformative potential. Now, thank you. Now I pass the mic to Miracle, and she'll explain you like on data analysis conclusion and recommendations.
Hi everyone. My name is Miracle Amarachi Okuchukwu. My ID card number is 230-30404. Today I'm going to be talking about the data analysis conclusion and recommendations. Key analytical findings. Our analysis proves that Nigerians' challenges stem from strategic investment failures and inadequate SME infrastructure, not resource constraints. We also have the development bank sources, which demonstrates the Nigerian SME viability when proper supported system exists, but individual successes hasn't been created systematically, as per improvement and all that. The Porter's Diamond Analytics reveals that competitive advantages across all four determinants, acquiring comprehensive intervention strategic scenarios. We also have three political trajectories which emerges from our analytics, an optimistic path with comprehensive reforms creating 2 million jobs, moderate progress through targeted improvements, or continued decline with persistent elevated poverty. We also have the short-term recommendations, which goes on for about 1 to 2 years. It accelerated the DBN's expansion to achieving the 1.8 trillion loan portfolio target, which leverages with its proven zero default model. We also have the implemented comprehensive regulatory simplification following Rwanda's successful business environment reforms. We also focus on infrastructure, quick wins, which is distributed renewable energy solutions and transport corridor improvement that delivers immediate SME benefits to the masses. We also have the long-term strategic solution, which is about 3 to 5 years. This developed an integrated national SME ecosystem strategy addressing education, infrastructure, and institutional capacity. Established technology hubs and innovation centers modeled on Kenya's successful iHub approach. We also created the comprehensive value chain development programs with industrial clusters, providing shared infrastructure services. We have the implementation realities, critical limitation exists, including data constraints and political economy uncertainties that could affect the outcome. Success depends heavily on sustained policy commitment across electoral circles and strong international partnership support. From 2025 to 2027, period represents our critical implementation window before potential policy disruption from the next electoral circle. Thank you very much.
Okay, we've come to conclusion with the topic, growing GDP in Nigeria to elevate poverty. Thank you.
Thank you.